So Sauli, you are leading this quite hot startup in Finland called ResQ Club. So you are rescuing, or we are able to rescue some leftover food through your app and to your platform. Are you going to change the world?
All right. Very simple question. Lovely to answer that. I guess in order to answer that, let's build some context first. Start from the obvious. So we've taken our planet for granted. We've overconsumed it. And therefore, we have a deadline, this global deadline in regard to climate change, climate crisis, emergency, however you want to call it, something that we cannot miss. And in order to meet that deadline, we need to find sort of unconventional ways to collaborate on local levels while actually maintaining a very, very clear focus on what we're doing at a time. And our focus in ResQ Club is on food, more specifically food waste. As already pointed out earlier today, it's a massive problem. It's a complex problem. It's a very stupid problem. 30% gets wasted globally across the supply chain. It's a very complex system, lots of stakeholders, huge employer, and yet we're working in silos, which creates these inefficiencies in the system. And thirdly, the stupid problem. So we're at the moment roughly 7.7 billion in terms of global population. By 2050, we're 10, and there's a corresponding increase in food demand, and yet we're throwing 30% to the bin at the moment. So our strategy or our vision or aspiration for the future is to resolve this complex, massive, and stupid problem and create zero food waste. And if you put our strategy in one sentence, it means that what we're aiming to do is build a comprehensive transformation that actually cuts food waste down to zero in various parts of the supply chain. But you need to start from something and keep that focus. So we started this exercise 3.5 years ago from the very end of the supply chain. So our current product is an online marketplace for surplus food. So restaurants, cafes, and grocery stores, when they have that surplus food, instead of throwing that food into a bin, they can actually sell it to our platform to nearby users with a discount, and therefore contributing to this deadline. It's a very convenient way to do it. So as a restaurant, you publish the offers. Users, based on their preferences, get notified, purchase the portions through the application, and then pick it up from the venue. So very convenient way to eat well and act sustainably. Value propositions work on both sides of the marketplace. For partners, you get extra revenue from something that would be otherwise in the bin. You get new customers, and most importantly, you get to contribute to this global deadline that we're having. And the same thing on the other side of the marketplace, as in for the users, you save time, money, and planet, one portion at a time. So how we see it, it's a win-win-win solution for this part of the supply chain. And currently we're 3.5 years old company. We've saved, or you've saved, roughly 1.6 million portions. And what we're now doing is trying to expand on two ways. So both geographically, which means that you need to answer two questions. Is your product scalable? And is your process scalable? And for the current product, I can say yes to both of those questions. But then there's the second expansion track, which is a vertical expansion. So how we see it is that in order to resolve this problem, we need to start actually moving upstream in the supply chain. And that's where smart cities come in that can actually facilitate that collaboration across the supply chain.
Excellent.
That's our way to save the planet.
Thank you. Okay, I can buy that, and I think we are all really impressed already what you have accomplished so far. And you said that now next you need to move to the upper part of the value chain. But what kind of role cities can play in here? You have Wayne here from London. What could the City of London do to help you to grow your business and move it upwards?
I'd say to facilitate the collaboration and actually meeting the right players in the supply chain that actually share the same vision and values as we do. And how I see it is that more and more players start to appear in this specific domain, especially on the very last mile where we are currently working on. And what I want to see, for example, in London is to find those players that are working a bit on the upstream of the supply chain, because that's where I can see that the magic happens and we can start reducing food waste proactively instead of just covering the last mile.
What would you say, Wayne? Just a quick comment.
Well, I mean, this is a perfect example.
You were tweeting.
It's a perfect example of how technology can enable sharing, and this has got to be written all over it. If you were in London, you could come and see us. We'd maybe give you a spot on the accelerator, a bit of venture capital. So if you fancy making the move, now's the time.
All right, cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I mean that's not a promise, by the way. It's not. No one's tweeting. No one's tweeting this, I hope.
Thank you so much, Wayne. Thank you so much, Sauli. And now we have heard.